You heard Tony Giles introducing the Bama starters. Buzz Williams, Texas A&M starters. Jace Carter, Wade Taylor IV in the backcourt, along with Tyrese Radford. The front court of Anderson Garcia and Solomon Washington. Before we tip things off here at Coleman Coliseum, before a sellout crowd, let's pause 10 seconds so our local stations can identify themselves to you. Welcome to the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Jerry Kelly runs the show back at our CTSN studios. Roger Hoover roams the sidelines as our Cook's Pest Control sideline reporter. Tom Stipe is our producer engineer. And my longtime broadcast partner and former Bama guard, Brian Pasek, is our color analyst. I'm Chris Stewart. It's an honor to bring you the play-by-play of Alabama basketball as BP, the Crimson Tide, comes into this one trying to not only maintain worthy status as the 15th ranked team in America and try to climb in the polls with another victory, but more importantly, maintain sole possession of first place in the SEC standings.
Just incredible that this Alabama basketball program is where it is right now, considering how many players were lost from last year's SEC championship in the regular season tournament title, a Sweet 16 team. So many key pieces off that team, not just on the court, but the coaches as well. NATO's lost all three assistant coaches to be all alone in first place in mid-February. Amazing. A lot of basketball to be played. This game has championship implications. We've gotten used to that around here. Championship implications in mid to late February. This is a Texas A&M team that comes in with an edge after losing to Vanderbilt on the road on Tuesday night. They're a tough defensive-minded team who's gotten healthy, and before that game I thought was playing their best basketball of the year. And Alabama with an off week hopefully will have an edge, maybe some fresh legs. Feels like we hadn't played in a long time. It's been a week, and excited to be back in Coleman Coliseum for this big one.
Alabama wearing new look and retro unis. We'll explain as the Fighting Texas Aggies are wearing the road black. Tap controlled by the visitors, and we're underway here at Coleman Coliseum. Taylor driving to his right, stopping at the elbow. Top of the circle, Garcia. Now he drives inside, pump fake twice, shot up, blocked, out of bounds, touch last by Grant Nelson, who makes a great defensive play right out of the gate for Alabama.
So important for Grant Nelson to do a great job on Anderson Garcia after the shot is attempted. As we talked about, Anderson Garcia, the best rebounder in the SEC and on the offensive end.
Inbounds pass, winds up in the hands of Taylor, alone for a deep three, and he knocks it down. Alabama stayed too low on the screen that time. Brian and the Aggies make them pay. Taylor giving A&M the early advantage. Here's Rylan Griffin front court for the Tide. Nice backdoor look. They kick it into the corner to Nelson. Grant to Rylan, three, no good. Rebound fought for, and a push over the back is going to be called on Latrell Reitzel Jr. Tough start for him. Missed assignment, it looked like, on the defensive end, and then commits the rebounding foul on the other.
Yeah, Texas A&M 352nd in America in three-point percentage. The one guy that can get it going is Wade Taylor. You can't let him get going from three. He was open and knocks it down for the Aggies.
Aggies go Taylor down the right side. Slip, lost the handle, scramble for the loose ball. Tie up on the floor, and the arrow is going to favor Alabama.
Nice defensive play by a couple of guys in crimson and white. Grant Nelson, Latrell Reitzel able to get the deflection. Looked like it was going to be a steal going the other way. Wade Taylor did a good job of tying it up, but fortunately the possession arrow goes to Alabama.
Crimson Tide working against a little token pressure in the backcourt. Getting front court now is Mark Sears. Crimson Tide written above and below the numeral on the front of the jersey. And the old school blockade down low as the ball's deflected out of bounds by A&M. Possession will remain with the Crimson Tide. Yeah, that A on the front right leg of the shorts with the old school elephant poking its head through the blockade. As Aaron Estrada inbounds it to Reitzel, he'll drive and dish back to Nelson. Fakes a three, drives, gives it back to Estrada in the corner. Aaron skip pass over to Griffin, now to Reitzel. Three ball left to the mark, no good. Rebound tipped into the air, fought for Estrada, had a hand on it, but is picked up by Garcia and the Aggies. 3-0 A&M. We're a minute and a half into this one at Coleman Coliseum. Carter had it poked away, stolen by Reitzel, and Luttrell got popped in the face, no whistle for what should have been a foul, but here comes Estrada the other way for Alabama, driving down the lane, puts up a floater, got it to go, and that is vintage Aaron Estrada.
Yeah, great job defensively, Luttrell Reitzel with the steal. Not exactly an Alabama fast break, but Aaron Estrada able to get inside and knock down the difficult floater.
3-2, A&M with a lead. Taylor with it, out high, Nelson forcing him to dribble near the midcourt stripe. Now Taylor will drive and dish into the corner, and stepping out of bounds on the play was Washington. Solomon Washington, the sophomore from New Orleans, out of bounds, and possession will go back to the Crimson Tide of Alabama.
Another turnover by the Aggies. Alabama with one defensive mistake, but other than that, getting the job done on the defensive end.
Sears getting it front court. Now to Estrada, top of the arc. Three for the lead, in and out, no good. Alabama misses another one early, and it's 3-2 Aggies as they bring it ahead. Taylor to Carter, driving, gets into the lane, had it partially blocked, but still fell in, and the Aggies grab a 5-2 advantage.
Mark Sears was in great position to take a charge, moved out of the way at the last minute. The result, an A&M easy layup.
Sears with the basketball, top of the arc to Estrada. In the corner, Nelson. His three is up, it is good, and we are deadlocked at 5. The first bank, first three of the game for Alabama. Grant Nelson knocking it down. It was 17:06 to go first half. We got a 5-5 ball game in Tuscaloosa. Here's Taylor weaving through traffic, going downhill, off balance leader, no good. Ball deflected into the hands of Garcia, and they're going to call a foul on Estrada. I say it was deflected. It actually hit the front of the rim and awkwardly carried him right to the A&M rebounder, and then Bama commits a foul in the process. First on Estrada, first on Bama. Check that, the second on Alabama as a team. And it will send Garcia to the line to shoot two.
It was an awkward bounce, but it's not an accident who got the ball. Anderson Garcia leads the SEC in rebounding and in offensive rebounding as well. Just seems to always be in the right place at the right time. And Alabama not able to get the block out. Closing out defensive possession, so important in this game. Pace of play for Alabama. Bama wants to get out and run. And Mississippi State. See the maroon and the black, like the Bulldogs from down the road. A&M, a team a lot like Mississippi State. They get on the offensive glass and want to slow the game down.
Garcia hits 1 of 2, a 70% free throw shooter on the year as he'll exit the ball game and will be replaced by Wildens Levesque out of Brockton, Mass. He's a transfer from University of Massachusetts. Alabama made a change during the free throws as well. Nick Pringle coming in as Grant Nelson got popped in the eye. They have lost a contact lens, but they're attending to him on the Bama bench as Pringle's coming off of a great game a week ago at Georgia into the contest now for Alabama. 6-5, Aggies with a lead. Here's Sears with it between the circles. 11 on the shot clock as he drives right wing. Gets to the baseline, is cut off. Circles away from traffic. Now gives it off. Estrada, move high off the glass, and again, a circus shot goes for him.
We talked about the retro look by Alabama, the old school move by Aaron Estrada, able to go up high off the glass and in.
Bama's first lead, 7-6. 16:20 to go in the opening half. Radford to Levesque. Radford trying to split defenders. Got cut off. Kicks it onto the left side to Carter. Carter getting into the lane. Had it stripped. It goes off his leg. Out of bounds. Great hands there by Aaron Estrada. Fortunate that he wasn't whistled for the reach. That would have been his second foul, Brian. Instead, it results in a turnover in Bama basketball with 16:09 to go in the half.
One thing Aaron Estrada does really well on the defensive end. Gets a lot of deflections. Right there, able to knock it off the Aggies, and Bama gets it back.
Reitzel on the drive, the handoff to Griffin near wing. takes it to the center of the floor. Keeps the dribble going, goes down the right side of the lane, off the glass, pinned there, and that will be basket interference. Goaltending gives Alabama the 9-6 advantage. Timeout on the floor. 15:54 remaining in the opening half. A sellout crowd here at Coleman Coliseum enjoying this one at the first media break. It's a 9-6 score. Good guys on top here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Here at Payless Drugs, we continue to be just what the doctor ordered. We know getting the medicine you need is especially important during these unique times. And for your safety and convenience, we offer a drive-through at every location. Plus, we have prescription delivery and contactless pickup at all locations. Now's the time to take care of your immunization needs. Stop by any of our convenient locations today.
Just what the doctor ordered. Payless Drugs.
Your business has a story to tell. Let Fast Signs help you tell it using the right mix of visual communication solutions like signs, banners, digital displays, vehicle graphics, mobile marketing, and so much more. Give Fast Signs your business challenge and they'll come up with a plan to grow your business, reach more customers, and accomplish more than you ever thought possible. Fast Signs. Make your statement. Visit Fast Signs at their new location just past Tuscaloosa Ford on the left. Locally owned and operated by Milton and Gina Chancellor.
Today's game between Alabama and Texas A&M is presented by Texaco. Texaco with Techron. Whether you travel near or far, get unbeatable mileage with Texaco with Techron. Bama's up 3, 9-6 early going in Tuscaloosa, 15:54 to go in the first half. Keep up with everything Alabama with the Alabama Crimson Tide mobile app, presented by Cadence Bank. Download it now for free at the App Store and Google Play. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick. We are on one side of the court, Roger Hoover on the other. They're celebrating the old and the new today at Coleman. Roger Hoover, that pretty well describes the two of us.
Yeah, you go with that. One note I wanted to make, right now not in the huddle for the Crimson Tide is Grant Nelson. He was just escorted to the locker room by Clark Holton, the athletic trainer. Didn't see exactly what was ailing Nelson, but that is one note. He is not in the huddle right now. He is back in Alabama's locker room being evaluated. And then in the huddle, Coach Oates is talking about offensively wants to see more pace, wants to see Alabama move faster with the basketball. At times he said Alabama was a little too slow in that first stretch, so speeding up the offense is certainly important as well as some of the defensive keys, Brian.
Yeah, pace of play so important in this game. Buzz Williams and A&M wants to slow down Alabama. Not many teams in college basketball has been able to do it over the years, and really the rare exception has been Coach Williams and the A&M Aggies. They've done a good job of slowing Alabama down, and they do it a lot of different ways. We see little three-quarter court, token pressure, 1-3-1 trap just to keep Alabama in front, make them use some time. Alabama hasn't gotten into their offense until about 18 seconds to go in the shot clock. Nate Oates wants his team to score within the first 7 seconds, so pace of play going the way of the Aggies so far. But Alabama, with one exception, going the wrong way on a ball screen. Wade Taylor was able to knock down the open three. Other than that, the defense for Alabama has been really good. 4 Aggie turnovers. Alabama's been able to not necessarily get out and run because A&M has done a really good job after those turnovers of getting back on defense. 2 of them not live ball situations where they went out of bounds, but Alabama doing the job defensively. That's been a focus in practice all week long, and so far so good in that area.
Sam Walters has checked in along with the Crimson Tide's Jared Stevenson. Aggies with the basketball, front court to our right. Taylor pulling up from the elbow, short on the jumper. Rebound tipped around, knocked out of bounds, such last by the Crimson Tide. Nick Pringle had a hand on it, but couldn't control it for Alabama, and a reset to 20 on the shot clock keeps possession with A&M.
And there's just no clean defensive rebounds against A&M. Anderson Garcia in the area got the deflection off Pringle.
Garcia, top of the arc, will hand it back to Taylor. Taylor driving to his right. High floater off the window, no good. But again, caught on the weak side by Garcia as that one didn't hit the rim. Shot clock is down to 7 seconds. Carter giving it off on the drive into the lane. Tough runner with the left hand. Good by Radford, and the Aggies salvage the possession, get a bucket to make it a 9-8 contest. Bama with a 1-point lead, 15-11 and ticking. Time left here in the opening half at Coleman Coliseum. Pringle in the corner, giving it off to Sears on the wing. Mark picks it up, steps through 2 defenders to Walters. Top of the arc, 3, no good. Alabama only 1 of 5 from three-point range. Brought to you by Bank First here in the early going. Carter on the near wing. He squares and shoots and misses a 3. Rebound high into the air, claimed again by A&M. Washington went in and got fouled by Pringle.
3 opportunities on the last possession by A&M. Alabama not able to get on the defensive glass. Another second chance opportunity for the Aggies, and this time Washington gets the ball inside. Looked like he was originally going up for the shot, but passed it off at the last minute, so it won't be 2 shots, but A&M gets it back.
Henry Coleman's checking in for A&M as the Aggies inbound it to Garcia on the left wing, trying to get it to Taylor. Now he does, out near the center court stripe. Taylor being defended by Stevenson. Stops, kicks it off into the corner. Garcia back to Stevenson. To Taylor, pulls up from 8 feet. Little jumper, no good, and a weak side rebounding foul is going to be called on Anderson Garcia.
And almost another offensive rebound for Garcia. Fortunately, Alabama gets the call. A&M 8 points. 6 of those second chance opportunities. Alabama's got to do a better job on the glass.
Sam Walters working it around the horn to Reitzel on the right wing. Bounce pass to Pringle at the elbow. Back to Reitzel. Swings it over near side to Walters. Drives in. Tough shot off the glass. They're going to count it or wipe it off. Let's see. They're going to count the bucket, and it will be an and one opportunity for Sam Walters. The defender apparently was inside the restricted area, Brian. I was afraid they were going to call that a charge.
Now, Walters had the open 3 and decided to drive it hard. Defense not able to get outside of that restricted area. And what a job by Walters to finish through contact. He wasn't looking at the basket when he let it go. Took a hard fall, but able to convert the basket and a chance for a 3-point play.
The lefty knocks home the free throw. That's big. Not only is it an and one, but it's and a second foul on Anderson Garcia, and one of the most active players in the league checks out with personal number 2 and 14-16 to go in the half.
The best rebounder in the SEC, one of the best offensive rebounders in college basketball, goes to the bench with 2 big second foul call.
Radford drives in, loses the handle as Pringle challenged him near the rim. Bama brings it front court. Estrada looking, Sears right of the circle, catch and shoot 3.
Alabama able to get the stop and out and run. Nate Oates wanted the pace of play to increase. You can do that if you get the job done on the defensive end. Alabama was able to, and Mark Sears gets his first 3 of the game.
Bama by 7 as Radford lost it. Picked up by Estrada. Driving ahead of the pack. Reverse layup. Wouldn't go. Rebounding foul is going to be called on Texas A&M. Estrada used the rim to shield the shot blockers off and almost got it to go. An amazing attempt right there. And Bama didn't get the bucket, but will have a foul that will not be called in the act of shooting, but on the floor.
Great job defensively. Alabama had numbers. A&M did a good job of getting back. And we've seen some old school moves by Aaron Estrada. The up and under, not able to convert. He's had some high degree of difficulty shots that he's made here early in this game. Not able to get it right there, and it wasn't a shooting foul, so Alabama will have to inbound the ball.
Tight inbounds it to Pringle. Skips a pass over to Walters. Sam, the drive, the feed. Stevenson, 3. Third Bank First 3-pointer for Alabama in the first half, and it's an 18-8 lead for the 15th ranked team in America. Crowd enjoying this one here in Tuscaloosa as Alabama works, trying to deflect the pass away, and they do. Great defense on the part of Mark Sears, forcing a timeout by Texas A&M.
Alabama's been getting stops. The Aggies 1 for their last 7. We know what Alabama can do on the offensive end. When they're getting stops, you can score and score quick. A 13-2 run in the last 3 minutes and 21 seconds. Alabama doing it with defense, starting to get the 3 ball to fall. But this A&M team, so good defensively when they're set. When Alabama's getting stops, creating turnovers, the Aggies not able to get back, not nearly as efficient on the defensive end in those circumstances. And Alabama right now looking good on both ends of the floor.
Manny Obaseki had checked into the ball game, and he was the one being hounded out near center court by Mark Sears, doing a great job on him defensively. If he, like his teammates, can have that type of effort and execution on the defensive end, this is going to be a championship team, and he very easily could be your league player of the year with that type of play down the stretch on the defensive end.
Well, that's why the week was spent focusing on that end of the floor. We know what Alabama is on the offensive end. Continue to work on that, but the biggest opportunity for improvement for this Alabama team is the end of the floor they're on right now, and that's the defensive end.
Taylor will dump it into the low post. Spinning away from the defender Coleman to his right and got the jump hook to go. It was not a thing of beauty, but the result was what the Aggies were looking for, and they've cut it to 8. Bama on top, 18-10. Top of the arc, Stevenson had it knocked away, and a hack is going to be called on Obaseki. Got ball, but got the arm as well of Stevenson as he was trying to drive from the elbow.
And that's what Buzz Williams wants to do on the offensive end, try to get it inside to Henry Coleman. Great move and well defended by Nick Pringle. Able to get the jump hook to go in, and that stops the Alabama run.
Stevenson dribbling to his right, gives it off to Sears, top of the arc. Over to Walters, right wing. Home sweet home for Sam Walters right there. Knocks down another bank first three, his second since coming off the bench, and Alabama rolling to a 21-10 lead. Here come the Aggies the other way. Obaseki giving it off to Coleman, bowling his way down the lane, missed it. Rebound snatched out of the air by Pringle. Bama wants to push it ahead. Here comes Sears, stopping, looking, return pass, deep three, short, and the rebound controlled by Coleman and A&M. Outlet pass comes to Taylor, getting it front court, weaves to his right, a bounce pass in the lane, and the finish, a strong one by Washington to end the Bama run. It's 21-12 now, tied on top with the ball. Estrada on the right wing. Estrada swinging it over to Sears, surveys the floor, calling for a screen, gets one from Walters, slips it, now driving, gets into the lane, steps through, laid it up, blocked on a great play by Coleman, but lost it out of bounds. It'll belong to Bama when we come back to Tuscaloosa. 11:53 to go first half, 14 on the shot clock, 21-12, home team on top when we come back on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
A caring man took a walk. He saw people suffering. Anxiety ran high. Hatred rose. I'll prepare a feast and bring them together, he thought. But some refused to join him. He was heartbroken because he wanted everyone to be filled. Not with food and wine, but with compassion.
Jesus welcomed all to the table. Visit hegetsus.com to learn more.
There's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but great teams let their performance do the talking, like the Ford F-150 truck with smart tech that'll help win the day and leave the competition speechless. That's why F-150 is the best-selling full-size pickup in Alabama. Greatness starts here. See your local Ford dealer, proud sponsor of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Based on S&P Global Mobility Total, U.S. new vehicle registrations for the standard full-size pickup segment RYTD April 2023. Some models, trims, and features may not be available or may be subject to change.
11:53 to go in the first half. Bama's up 9, 21-12 over Texas A&M. On your next trip to T-Town, stay at the Residence Inn located on the banks of the Black Warrior River. The All-Suite Hotel is just a short drive from campus and downtown, and ideal for any traveler, whether staying overnight or an extended stay. Residence Inn, it's not just a room, it's a residence. Proud to be the preferred hotel partner of the Crimson Tide. And we go across the way to Roger Hoover.
Well, thank you so much, Tom. I don't think anybody's going to hear me because of the ovation right now for Antoine Petway, great former player for the University of Alabama, and of course, longtime assistant coach under Nate Oates, now the head coach of Kennesaw State. He was just recognized on the video board. A great ovation for Antoine Petway. Love having him and his teammates back in Tuscaloosa this weekend. This current team, the main message in the huddle was talking about really defense and especially in transition, really meeting Texas A&M a little bit earlier up the floor. That was one of the points that Coach Claunch made to the Crimson Tide, but overall, a good start to this game for Alabama, Brian.
Yeah, great job defensively turning into offense. That needs to continue. Wade Taylor, one of the best players in this conference, was the preseason SEC Player of the Year. Got to contain him. One of the few players for Texas A&M that can get hot from the three-point line. A&M comes into this game 352nd in three-point percentage in college basketball, but they have had moments where they've shot it well, and when they have, they've won and won big. They blew out a top 5 team a week ago at home in College Station, beating the Tennessee Volunteers handily. Big reason why Wade Taylor got going from 3. He was 5 for his first 5 from 3. He knocked down an open 3 in the first possession. Since then, Alabama's done a good job on the perimeter against one of the best backcourts in college basketball. That's Wade Taylor and Tyrese Radford, a tandem that has not been together a ton over the course of the season. Radford has had some injury issues, but he's fully healthy. Big reason why a lot of people think this Texas A&M team can do what Buzz Williams has done in recent years, and that's finish the year really strong. We just hope that doesn't happen and start today here in Tuscaloosa.
It is great to see so many legends in the house. Antoine Petway, as Roger mentioned, Noah Clowney, Noah Gurley, and the first time I've ever uttered this sentence, and I'm going to struggle with it, the former head football coach at the University of Alabama, Nick Saban, here as well. Lord, that stings. Right wing, 3, bottom. Rylan Griffin knocks it home, and Bama leads it 24-12 with 11:37 to go in the first half.
Dribble penetration so important for this Alabama offense. Latrell Wrightsville got the ball inside. The result, a wide open Rylan Griffin.
Aggies dump it into the low post, backing his way down. Coleman spinning, missing. Caught on the far side, Washington. He puts it back up and in, and the foul on Mohamed Diabate. Look, they're a great rebounding team, but also sometimes you get lucky, and that was a shot that didn't touch a thing and just wound up in his hands, wasn't it?
It's not lucky with them.
Yeah.
They are timing it. They're watching the trajectory of the shot, and they're in position. If it happened every now and then, I'd say, yeah, that's lucky. But they do it better than anybody in college basketball. It's why you got to get blockouts. All 5 guys, every possession. Mo Diabate, a really good rebounder, didn't get a good block out, the result of 3-point play opportunity.
Nelson got a great block out. That's why the free throw did not, after it was missed, did not wind up in the hand of an Aggie. And here's Bama on top by 10, 24-14. Rylan Griffin playing off the screen from Nelson. Goes to the right wing, kicks into the right corner, Diabate. Mo on the drive, getting down the lane, lost the handle. Turnover, here comes A&M. Washington on the drive, steps through, lays it up and in for 2. 24-16. Back-to-back buckets for A&M. Bama with it, Diabate handing it off. On the drive, Estrada gets into the lane, stops, may have gotten away with a walk, flips it outside to Wrightsville. Latrell setting back, shooting a 3, short. Oh, Griffin slipped, but Diabate did get the rebound for Alabama. Muhammad looking to his right, gives it off left side. Nelson gets into the lane, tough layup, attempt no good, and the rebound is tipped out of control by the Aggies. Here comes A&M. Obaseki kicking it over. Now Coleman going down the lane. Tried to dump a pass off, and Latrell Wrightsville commits the foul on the reach.
Well, like a really good defensive play down on the other end. Grant Nelson at point-blank range. Usually when he converts, not able to attempt the dunk. Tried to lay it up. May have gotten deflected. Started the A&M fast break.
Inbounds pass coming from Taylor. Gets it in the corner. Gets a return fee. Thought about a shot. Instead will drive in. Nice bounce pass inside Coleman. Tough leaner, no good. Rebounded by Nelson. Outlet pass Estrada. Aaron will drive into the front court. Hesitates. Stops on the wing. Kicks it over to Sears. He will drive down the lane. Whips a pass far corner. Griffin catch and shoot 3, bottom. And Rylan Griffin really shooting the ball well as of late. He's got 8 for the Crimson Tide to lead the scoring.
And how about the vision of Mark Sears? Got the ball in the lane, kind of a hook pass. Didn't have great vision to where Rylan was, but recognized it and knocked it down.
And Griffin gets knocked down. Took the charge from Obaseki. The offensive foul will be the second on the Aggie, and Alabama up 11 has the ball with 9:46 to go in the half, and they've got momentum going their way as well. Pace of play, I should say.
Yeah, great sequence for Rylan Griffin. Knocked down the 3 after the beautiful pass from Mark Sears. Defensively able to slide over and take the charge.
Bama gets it to Nelson, center of the floor. Kicks it in the corner, ball knocked away, nearly stolen. In fact, it was. Taylor jumped the passing lane, caught it, then threw it off the leg of Stevenson out of bounds. Possession will stay, or go back to, I should say, A&M. Aggies getting it front court. Taylor on the left side. Driving, high off the glass, no good. Rebounded inside, put up, and good on a strong move by Radford. Another offensive board. That is the 8th for A&M. Of their 13 total, Alabama with only 7. Here's Sears driving, dishing back to Stevenson, who will kick it in the corner to Griffin. Had his 3-attempt block, but caught in the lane by Stevenson. Had his attempt block. Thought there was a foul, no whistle. Here come the Aggies the other way. Hefner on the drive, cut off, kicks it back to Taylor. Swinging it around the horn, they go to Radford. Radford trying to shake free, goes down the lane, splitting defenders high off the glass and in. A&M won't go away. 27-20. Alabama with the ball in the lead. Inside Stevenson driving in. Contact. Shot. No good. But 2 shots upcoming for Jaron Stevenson. A nice catch in traffic. And gets fouled on his way to the rim. They will whistle that one on the Aggies.
Alabama gets it back inside to Jaron Stevenson. May have been more contact against him on the previous possession. He wasn't happy at all that there wasn't a foul call. That started the A&M fast break, but this time takes the contact as he was going into a shooting motion, and he goes to the line for 2.
Unfortunately, he misses the first. Stevenson in conference play, 10 of 13 coming in. Second one up, that one short as well. A rare empty possession at the free throw line for Alabama. Stevenson, a 79% free throw shooter overall on the year, but misses them both, and the Aggies can cut it down to 4. They'll drive in, they'll miss the layup. They'll have 2 free throws upcoming with 8:29 remaining in the first half. A 27-20 Alabama advantage.
This A&M team so good with their guards getting to the free throw line, especially Tyrese Radford, a lefty who's been up and down from the perimeter shooting the ball, but does a great job of creating contact, getting an angle to the basket, able to split the Alabama defenders, take just enough contact to get to the line.
Free throw up and good from Radford, as Coleman will come in for the Aggies, and Garcia played some minutes, did not pick up a 3rd foul. Important there for A&M. Stevenson exits, and Pringle will come in for him. Alabama with Nelson and Pringle in the game to try to help the rebounding as the ball is missed. The shot is missed. Rebounds deflected and picked up by Nelson. Alabama front court. Here's Sears. Cut off, trying to drive by Coleman. He likes that matchup, though. A bigger, slower defender. He feeds it to Griffin instead, though. Ryland on the drive, throws a lob that's saved by Pringle. Sears with 10 on the shot clock. Mark trying to shake free at 8, gets into the lane at 7, gets bumped by Coleman, and that's a nice job by the veteran drawing the foul from Henry Coleman III. That'll be his first personal and team foul number 6 on Texas A&M. Make that the 7th now on the Aggies.
Watching 2 of the best point guards in the SEC, Wade Taylor and Mark Sears. Both of these guys do a great job of understanding angles and getting to the free throw line. Sears, as he knocks down the first, recognize Henry Coleman doesn't have the foot speed to stay with him. Able to take the contact and get to the line for a 1-and-1.
Made the first, made the second. Bama leads it again by 8 with 8:02 and ticking. Time left, opening half here in Tuscaloosa. Radford bullying his way down the lane, and I don't know how he got that shot to go, but he did off the window, and A&M is back to within 6. Bama led this one by as many as 12 a few minutes ago. Sears with the basketball to Griffin. Ryland working center of the floor. Looking low, nothing there. Now he'll drive, gets cut off, kicks it to Nelson. Grant on the left wing, gives it up center of the floor to Sears. Mark driving left, goes down the lane, tough shot. He is fouled. An and one opportunity upcoming for Mark Sears when we come back to Coleman Coliseum. It's not the Plaid Palace officially anymore, but if we're going to go retro, it certainly has that feel. Bama leading at 31-23 with 7.5 remaining in the first half of action here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting a Teenager. Learning the lingo.
GOAT, G-O-A-T, acronym, stands for Greatest of All Time. As in, spaghetti sandwiches for dinner? They're my fave. Dad, You're the GOAT.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same. Visit adoptuskids.org. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
What is dedication?
My biggest fear in the middle of my addiction was that my kids wouldn't have a father. And I started thinking, you know what? This isn't my story. I definitely had to become a better man to be a better father. It's important to me that my kids are empowered and truly believe that if they can think it, they can do it.
That's dedication. Visit fatherhood.gov to hear more. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
7:30 to go in the first half. Bama's up 8 over A&M, 31-23. Tonight's radio affiliate of the game is a special one. Oldies 101.7 WJLX in Jasper. Go to the Crimson Tide Sports Network's Facebook page. Follow us and tell us where you're listening for a chance to win 2 free combo meals from Jack's. Thanks for tuning in to the Crimson Tide Sports Network for Alabama basketball. And welcome our good friends in Jasper back to the radio waves. They had a little problem with a transmitter and an antenna there, Roger Hoover, but we're happy to have them back.
Certainly are happy to have them back. And, of course, the Crimson Tide, again, maintaining this lead against Texas A&M. Coach Oates is still talking about the pace offensively. He wants to see Alabama play faster, greater sense of urgency. But that last huddle really player-led as well. Mark Sears, one of the most vocal players in this last huddle for Alabama. Again, another sign, Brian, of the leadership that he's displaying on this team, not just on the floor, but off the floor as well.
Yeah, and Alabama doing a great job the last possession, even though they didn't go quite as fast as Nate Oates would like. The patience paid off. You ended up getting the ball back to Mark Sears, who had the matchup he wanted. The floor was spread with 5 shooters out on the floor. He's able to take the angle to the basket. An and one opportunity coming up for Mark Sears, who's starting to heat up, finally knocked down a 3. He's leading the way for Alabama. He and Rylan Griffin. Griffin with 8, Mark Sears with 7 points, 2 assists, a chance to join Rylan Griffin for leading scoring honors on the Alabama side. For Texas A&M, Tyrese Radford starting to heat up. Alabama having a hard time of keeping him out of the lane. The Aggies, of their 23 points in this game, 18 have come in the paint. They've done it with offensive rebounding. They've done it with dribble drives. The guards for Texas A&M do a great job of getting to the lane and getting to the free throw line. It's been Tyrese Radford getting inside, getting to the line. Alabama doing a pretty good job defensively. A&M, a team that offensive rebounds better than anybody in college basketball. They've had success in that area so far here in the early going, out rebounding Alabama on both ends of the floor. It's been 8 offensive rebounds for the Aggies, leading to 10 second chance points. But Alabama doing a good job getting a few offensive rebounds as well. And now it'll be Mark Sears at the line for a 3-point play opportunity.
He's 3 for 3 from the stripe. Only the 2 misses from Jaron Stevenson have been blemishes on Alabama shooting from the stripe, even though the stat monitor says they're 4 of 4. Wish that was the case. Here's Radford with a basketball, stopping, looking onto the far side, gets it to Taylor. Taylor working against Estrada. Back out, they'll go to Radford near the center court stripe. 8 on the shot clock. Radford at 7. Radford at 6. Getting into the lane at 5. Puts up the tough runner off the back iron. The ball deflates and then falls through the net. They're bleeding that shot clock down as they want and then getting tough buckets.
Well, and they're getting in the lane, and Tyrese Radford has the size to knock down that floater.
Sears got into the lane, got bumped, no whistle. Ball deflected and saved by Pringle on a great individual effort. Pringle works it back out to Nelson with a shot clock now at 12. Nelson trying to drive, gets into the lane, spins, nice back or bounce pass, but dropped by Reitzel. 6 on the shot clock, 5, and I believe a tie-up is going to be called, and the arrow, I believe, is going to favor Texas A&M.
That was a nice look inside to Nick Pringle, but not able to hold on to it. Would have had just a layup, dunk, or opportunity to go to the free throw line. Instead, handles it. Ball's on the deck with Alabama and Texas A&M on the floor to lose all, but the Aggies get it back.
It surprised me as well. They're up 7 right now. A&M with the basketball. Radford on the drive, kicked it in the corner to Taylor. Taylor going baseline, cut off there. Feeds inside though. Layup mid. Played by A&M. And opportunities once again. It will be Coleman is able to fight to get the rebound, puts it up and off the glass. He's fouled and will have a chance at a 3-point play.
The 9th offensive rebound for Texas A&M here in the first half. Now 12 second chance points. An opportunity for 13. Kent Coleman on the offensive glass. Alabama able to get stopped.
Cole hits the free throw, make it a 4-point game. Pringle guilty of his second foul. We'll see us stride it down, and Latrell Reitzel Jr. in to replace him.
Alabama guards to keep Ray Taylor, Tyrese Radford in front of them. Hard to get blockouts.
Nelson, great catch in traffic, spins in the lane, got the bucket to go as Bama threw over the top of the pressure from A&M for the first time and able to get the tough bucket inside to make it a 6-point lead again. Here's Taylor with basketball, working at the timeline far side. Taylor guarded by Walters, tries to shake free, can't. Good defense by freshman. Now Radford again with 10 on the shot clock, driving a lane, kicks it back into the left corner. An open three there is an air ball. Again, the long rebound goes Coleman for A&M. Three is missed. Ball tipped in the air twice, and finally Walters cuts it. Sam will bring it up himself. Get into the front court, gives it off to Sears. Mark working between the circles, goes to his left. Still surveying the floor with 17 on the shot clock, and Bama leading by 6. Sears stepping left, giving it off to Walters, going to slot. Lost had it, knocked that on such last by the Aggies.
Alabama right there. That was well defended. Sam Walters didn't have anywhere to go with it. Alabama will get it back. 10 seconds left on the shot clock.
Bama ball from the baseline, triggering it in will be Latrell Reitzel. Looking, beats the count, getting it to Pringle. Pringle, 8-7, backdoor. Walters lays it up. He got the whistle, but got a shot to go on a nice feed from Pringle.
It was a scouting report opportunity. Sam Walters with it at the 3-point line.
Block shot by Nelson after Taylor went in for the layup. It's Alabama, swats it out of the air. And possession will see A&M.
What great defense play. Nelson go back to the offensive end. Texas ain't aware of 3-point shooting ability. Sam Walters was playing him at 3-point line, but a high basketball play. Walters went back door. Nick Pringle was able to find him.
Wade Taylor tried to trip him too. He locked his feet together. Had Nelson's leg trapped and tried to trip him. There was no whistle. Here's Radford working between the six on the shot. 8-7-6. Radford working against Sears. Got a little wall. Puts up under no good rebound. Is flipped away. Stolen. Mark Sears with the basketball. In open four. Stepping through. Tough leader. Blocked. Out of bounds. That's got to be a goaltend, doesn't it?
I think they called it.
Oh, my goodness. They did. It was a late whistle. But Owen Short didn't. It was a late whistle. It's a loud building, and they didn't hear it.
Right, so they called it, but they're going to look at it at the under 4 media now.
Got it.
And that one was close, so it'll be interesting if that stays on the board. But that was a great job defensively by Mark Sears to get the strip that started the Alabama fast break. But that's two that could come off the board when they review it.
Aggies working it to the elbow. The drive right, then spin left. Hawkinson, tough jumper, no. Rebounded by Nelson. Flips it over Sears. Mark says, let's run. Gets it front court. Get it up here. Sears driving left. Stopping at the elbow. Going down the lane. Nelson for the flush.
What a look from Mark Sears. The defender fell down. Grant Nelson all by himself for the easy dunk.
Bama by 12 again with 3:55 remaining in the opening half. Aggies with Taylor stopping, looking back out. Washington did 3. No. Rebounded Bama. Here comes Sears pushing it ahead again. Sears playing off the screen. Working by wing. Steps back. Deep 3. Bottom hole. Lid removed at home. Timeout. Aggies at the media break as well. 3:36 to go in the half. The Tide rolling by 15 on the Crimson Tide.
The game goes into overtime. But the game goes in overtime. Choice to avoid Z. But eat, drink, eat, enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hey, you. Yes, you. Have you been to Kohl's lately? Because if not, you are seriously missing out. I've been, and they have amazing beer going. I'm talking thousands of the markdown at it, where you get about 70 cents on everything from fleet vest, cute sweaters, PDJs, and more. So take from me, rock Kohl's, won't miss out. Select styles. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Game between Alabama and Texas A&M is presented by Texaco. Texaco Tech on whether you travel near or far, get unbeatable Texaco with Tech. Alabama up 15, or is it 13? I think the review has come in 41-28, 36 to go.
No, 40-28.
Was it goaltend? Is it not a goaltend?
46. They kept it on the board.
40-28.
4-28. 3 so in the first half, they was at the halftime report with first half stats. Scores from around the SEC and quick chat with Coach Shadows presented by Best Control, and the center system. Unbeatable combination for somebody Tech shot. Early to sight and
Yes, I was playing the huddle with that. Coach was talking about the intensity offense, a fast, also rebound emphasis in this last goal. Alabama have spread bodies on the floor. So with that, Brian, they're talking about get all that you can against Texas A&M. Maybe won't have to be fresh body on the floor, but coach is something to get. Play.
Alabama in some good in some tough area in this game. The one exception is rebounding. Standard considering this team the best offensive rebound team in college basketball. That 11 second chance opportunity, 13 points off those offensive rebounds, just 6 for Alabama. Fortunately, Mark's here heating up in this game. He's got 13, and he is doing a great job of taking advantage of the matchup. Texas A&M has been sitting, and we have Henry Coleman 6'10", 250-pound center match up on him. He done a really nice job taking the back, getting the free line, scoring it. This time, Henry Coleman step back to him one extra step. What does he do? He takes a step back, knocks down through Alabama here in this already 7 for 13 from beyond the arc. Overall, Alabama 16-7, 59% against a really good defensive team at Texas A&M.
The most understated man in the house here. I didn't know what funny earlier. Herb Jones here as well. Excited to see. Always great to have Herb back. Coleman Coliseum as well. A&M with a basketball. Bama the lead, 43-28. We're 30 ticking. Time left in the first half. Lots of folks in the building today. It's great to see for Bama's history. Taylor firing it outside. Catch and shoot, no good. Long rebound. Does come out to Radkin. Bradford off the street. Works to his right. Trying to create some space within the shot clock. 7, 6 steps back. Deep jumper. No good. Rebound. Again played by Garcia and the Aggies and reset 20. Taylor with the basketball. Guarded by Hawaii, who's chipped in. To the left side, no good. Reclaimed by Sears. Here comes Mark in transition. Sears down the lane, stepped through. Tried to fire pass in the corner, but sold by A&M. Taylor tight roping the sideline in Travis. Gets into the lane, stops, looks, finds Traylor and Coleman, who laid in for 2. 4-30, and we'll leave the ball. Griffin, direct pass, goes in right. Gets it between the circles and then flips it to Sears, who takes his place there. Sears driving right. Bought by Garcia, goes through him, flips it up. Oh, good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Estrada. Aaron kicks it back to Waukee in the corner to Sears. 3-ball. Mark Sears knock it down with 16 first half points, and he's 3 of 4 from bank first 3-point range.
Texas A&M has dominated the offensive glass. This time a second chance opportunity for Alabama.
Taylor got away with push off and battled into the lead. Stevenson tried to hold his ground, and Neo's not upset with lack of a whistle, but upset with Stevenson not defending out near the line any better against such a dangerous 3-point threat in Wade Taylor 4.
Yeah, Taylor, the only Texas A&M Aggie who's hit a 3, he's knocked down 2, 1 in the opening possession of the game, and right there, a bit of a defensive breakdown by Alabama, allowing Texas A&M to cut into the lead in 1 minute 46 here. Alabama has looked so good here in the first half. He finished strong. Comes down against Alabama, the best offensive team in the country from number standpoint, and they're getting done defensively. Stops almost impossible to stop. And also, pace of play has been going the way of Alabama the last several minutes of this game. Alabama's been able to push it in transition after stops Alabama 7 of their last 8. Texas A&M just 2 for their last 11.
Alabama with the ball after the timeout from Nate Oates. 13-point advantage. Estrada giving it off to Sears.
tried and true Tri-Green team is always there when you need an assist. Stop by one of our locations or visit TriGreenEquipment.com. Proud sponsors of Alabama Crimson Tide basketball.
Crimson Tide basketball is brought to you by Coke Zero Sugar. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Take a taste. Golden Flake, the official potato chip of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Cook's Pest Control and Centricon, the unbeatable combination for termite protection. And by Guthries, America's original chicken finger restaurant, and now a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. Now, on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield, welcome to the Toyota Halftime Report. Toyota, visit your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
Halftime in Tuscaloosa, it's Alabama 49, Texas A&M 35 at the break. Roger Hoover, glad to welcome you to the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealer or explore Toyota.com today and take advantage of the amazing deals on our full line of vehicles. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. Alabama in front at the break, 49-35. Before we go any further, why don't we pause 10 seconds for station identification. That's 10 seconds for a station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Alabama 49, Texas A&M 35 at halftime. The Crimson Tide so far led in scoring. No surprise by Mark Sears. 16 points for Sears. He's 5 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from three-point land, perfect 3 of 3 at the free throw line. Rylan Griffin also in double figures with 11 points. And then Alabama's scoring rounded out by Sam Walters with 8 points off the bench, 7 points by Grant Nelson, 4 points by Aaron Estrada, and 3 points by Jaron Stevenson. Meanwhile, Solomon Washington leads the way for Texas A&M with 11 points at halftime. 11 of the 35 for Texas A&M. Once again, that's the halftime score. Alabama 49, Texas A&M 35 here in Tuscaloosa. When we come back, we'll check scores from around the Southeastern Conference, and Alabama Power Scoreboard Update is coming up next with Tom Stipe. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
This is your captain. We are going to be experiencing some slight turbulence. Please fasten your... Oh, hold on. Just got a video of my cat.
Imagine the pilot of an airplane was as confident as you are texting and driving. Seems kind of crazy when you put it like that.
Visit StopTextStopWrecks.org. A message brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, Project Yellow Light, and the Ad Council.
I'm Chris Jakimick. I served in the United States Air Force, and I deployed 3 times. So in 2017, I was serving as an Air Force First Sergeant. Our motto in that role is, my job is people, everyone is my business. But unfortunately in that year, I would lose my own brother, Lance Corporal Adam Jakimick, to suicide. The majority of veteran suicides are from guns. I store my weapons securely, not only for myself, but for my family. Store all your guns securely. Help stop suicide. My service never stops.
Brought to you by End Family Fire and the Ad Council.
Babes, what are you doing?
What? I'm just mowing the lawn.
No, it's blazing hot and dry out here. Don't you remember? Smokey Bear says,
avoid using power equipment when it's windy or dry.
Where'd you learn this?
Oh, it's on
SmokeyBear.com with many other wildfire prevention tips.
Right. Thanks, Honey Bear.
Because remember, only you can prevent wildfires.
Brought to you by the USDA Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Mario fue pintor más de 30 años. Cuando me dijo que se le estaban olvidando las cosas, fue difícil. Un día me dijeron que pintara el marco del lado por dentro y pinté el lado de afuera.
Yo le diría a la gente que le diga a su familia lo que está pasando con él.
Si algo se nota diferente, podría ser Alzheimer. Es momento de hablarlo. Visita alz.org/nuestras historias para saber más. Un mensaje de The Alzheimer's Association y The Ad Council.
This copyrighted broadcast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Alabama. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the expressed written consent of the university and Learfield. Announcers are provided by Learfield and approved by the university.
This is Tom Stipe with your Alabama Power scoreboard update. Alabama Power for a better Alabama. Halftime score from Coleman. Bama leads Texas A&M 49-35. Just about to get started over in Athens. The only other game of the early part of the day, Georgia will be hosting Florida. We'll take a look at team stats next. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Nick Pringle.
And I'm Loyal McQueen.
Winter is a time for excitement of Crimson Tide basketball, but it is also when viruses that cause respiratory diseases are more rapid into our community.
Vaccination is important for everyone, and especially for those who are at higher risk of developing complications, including older Americans and those with medical conditions.
Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19, flu, and RSV. So don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/immunization today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Southern homes are particularly vulnerable to termites. In this climate, you need guaranteed protection. You need Cook's Pest Control and Centricon. Termites attack the Centricon stations, exposing themselves to an agent that eliminates their entire colony. Upgrade from old-fashioned liquid service to the proven protection of Centricon and Cook's Pest Control. Call Cook's today for a free evaluation.
Looky, 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 here comes Cookie, Cook's Pest Control.
At Red Diamond, we know that there's simply nothing better than the perfect sip of fresh brewed iced tea. And we've been working hard to make sure choosing Red Diamond is always easy, with only simple ingredients: water, tea leaves, and pure cane sugar, or no sugar. We make sure our tea tastes like, well, tea. Stop by your local cooler and pick up a gallon for a perfect sip today. Red Diamond. Perfect's not easy.
Producing championship quality lumber is not an easy process, but at Everwood Preserving, it's our only process. Wood treated right. Everwood offers top-notch pressure-treated wood for decks, outdoor structures, commercial jobs, and more that you can build your reputation on. When it comes to quality, we're on the winning team. Visit your local Everwood dealer today and discover the difference for yourself. Everwood Preserving Incorporated, the official lumber of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Do you say roll tide instead of hello? See elephants in the clouds? Never wear blue and orange together? If so, there's no better way to show your Crimson Tide pride than with the University of Alabama Regions Visa debit card and prepaid Regions Now card. As passionate as you are about Bama, Regions is even more passionate about celebrating your every financial win and helping you plan for the next one. To order your card, visit Regions.com/GoBama. Regions, official bank of the SEC. Member FDIC. Terms, conditions, and fees apply.
Sears driving right. Bump by Garcia, goes through him, flips it up, no good. Rebound tipped into the hands of Estrada. Aaron kicks it back to Waukee in the corner to Sears. 3-ball. Clark Sears knocking down another one. 16 first half points, and he's 3 of 4 from Bank First three-point range.
Bama leads A&M at the half, 49-35, and the sounds of the game are presented by Beatbox. The original party punch with 9 delicious flavors, non-carbonated and resealable. Be the MVP of your next game day tailgate with Beatbox. Halftime stats delivered by Assurance Financial. In less time than halftime, you can apply for a mortgage at AssuranceMortgage.com. Shooting percentage, Bama 56% overall, 50% from Bank First three-land, 5 of 5 from the foul line. For A&M, 39% overall, 20% outside the arc, 3 of 6 from the stripe. Team rebounding, A&M leads at 22-17. Turnovers, Bama with 5, Aggies with 7, and again at the half, Bama leads A&M 49-35. That does it for the Toyota Halftime Report. The second half's coming right up. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
I was diagnosed with breast cancer last year and had chemo and radiation at DCH's Lewis and Faye Madison Cancer Center. I'm thankful for the support of my nurse Kate, my breast navigator Katrina, my doctors, and the whole staff. I have felt confident like I was the most important person there, before, during, and after. Tuscaloosa is blessed to have such an excellent team at the Madison Cancer Center.
Great things are happening at DCH.
Barkley makes it easy.
Get
ready to rev up your engines and feel the excitement at Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac. We've got the perfect ride to match your style and adventure. Visit us at our showroom at Skyland Boulevard and let our friendly team help you find the vehicle of your dreams. Barkley Buick GMC Cadillac, where hometown pride and unbeatable deals collide. Drive with passion with Barkley. Visit us today or check us out online at barclaygmc.com.
Barkley makes it easy.
Wouldn't it be great if life came with a remote control? You know, you could hit pause when you needed to, or hit rewind, like that time you knocked down that wasp's nest.
Uh-oh.
Well, life doesn't always give you time to change the outcome, but prediabetes does. With early diagnosis and a few healthy changes, you can stop prediabetes before it leads to type 2 diabetes. To learn your risk, take the 1-minute test today at doihaveprediabetes.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and its prediabetes awareness partners.
When might you be buzzed? When you suddenly love everything.
You guys, I love this song. I love these nachos. I love our kickball league. Ugh! I love this guy. What's your name? You know what I'd love? A ride when it's time to head out.
If you see a buzzed warning sign, call for a ride when it's time to go home. Buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from NHTSA and the Ad Council.
I love your car. Is this real leather?
This has been the Toyota Halftime Report. Visit your local Toyota dealers or explore Toyota.com today. No matter your destination, Toyota goes with you. Toyota, let's go places. The second half is just moments away. Roll Tide.
What to look for in the second half is presented by Marathon. Marathon is here to keep you and your team fueled on and off the court because we are driven together. Bama up 49-35 at the half. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick, BP. What are you looking for in the second half? More of the same, I hope.
Yeah, first 5 minutes so important for Alabama. You go back a number of weeks ago, Alabama up 14 in this building against Auburn, and it was a 9-0 run for the Auburn Tigers to start the second half to get them right back in the game. I'm sure both coaches are talking about the importance of the first 5 minutes. Alabama needs to continue what they've done on the offensive end. 56% against a really good defensive team, and almost that percentage from the three-point line. Alabama with 8 made threes in the first half. And defensively, you got to defend. You got to close out defensive possessions. This Texas A&M team, the best rebounding team, best offensive rebounding team in college basketball. They had 14 offensive rebounds in the first half. That is one area Alabama needs to improve on. The leading rebounder for Alabama off the bench in just 8 minutes, Sam Walters. He had some quality minutes off the bench. 8 points, 3 rebounds, knocked down a 3, had a 3-point play. Productive minutes for the freshman, but he needs some help on the backboards. Alabama's got to do a much better job on the backboard here in the second 20 minutes.
Crimson Tide will start with Aaron Estrada, Latrell Reitzel Jr., Grant Nelson, Rylan Griffin, and Mark Sears as their 5 on the floor. The second half underway. Bama with possession first, working in the front court to our right. Estrada on the near wing, tried to throw it cross court to Griffin, but the pass was short and it was intercepted, stolen by A&M, and they'll bring it front court and they will run a little clock here. Taylor working back to the left wing, gives it off into the left wing area, but then back to Taylor they go. Taylor playing off of the screen, gets it top of the arc. Left wing, they'll feed it off to Radford. Radford to Taylor, driving right, going down the lane. A bounce pass kicked out of bounds by the Tide with 3.7 remaining on the shot clock.
Wade Taylor, kind of player that could put a team on his back. He's done it this year, had 40 against Arkansas.
Aggies inbound it, catch and shoot 3. Garcia, no good. Rebound Karams into the hands of Washington. He will bull his way in. Tough shot, wouldn't go, but he is fouled. And Nelson is going to be called for the personal.
15th offensive rebound for Texas A&M. Listen, it's easier said than done. The focus has been defense and rebounding, but many teams have tried and failed to keep Texas A&M off the offensive glass. They're statistically, as a team, one of the worst three-point shooting teams in the country, but they are the best offensive rebounding team. So a lot of times, Texas A&M's best offense is a missed three and go and get it. That's what they've done throughout this game.
Well, they've got that missed three part working well. They're 2 of 11. Alabama's 8 of 16. The Aggies miss another free throw. They're 3 of 6 at the charity stripe. Alabama's 5 of 7.
So those 15 offensive rebounds, it's a problem.
Free throw miss. Yeah, they've given themselves way too many chances for Alabama's liking. 49-36 after the made free throws, and here is Bama back the other way. Sears with it, over to Griffin. One more in the corner. Estrada, 3, bottom. First made 3 of the half, brought to you by Bank First, and Alabama is now 9 of 17 for the ball game.
Aaron Estrada shot an air ball 3 to end the first half. Didn't have his feet under him. He made sure to get his legs under him on that one and knocked it down.
Driving in, bullying his way in, losing it, getting it back, and scoring on the play is Radford. He was just determined that Bama rushed themselves on the inbounds, and they say an offensive foul is called on the Crimson Tide. Is that on Latrell Reitzel?
I think they got Latrell Reitzel for pushing off right there. And that one will go down, should go down as another offensive rebound as Tyrese Radford got the ball inside, and ball got deflected as he went up, got it back and knocked it down.
Third foul on Reitzel as the quick inbounds results in a missed 3. Garcia gets the weak side board. They kick it back out to Taylor, being defended by Nelson. Into the corner, they will feed it off to Washington, and an offensive foul is going to be called, and Rylan Griffin takes his second charge of the ball game for the Crimson Tide.
Another second chance opportunity for Texas A&M, but Rylan Griffin with a big-time play. Solomon Washington lowered his shoulder. Rylan Griffin in great defensive position, able to take the charge and get it back for Alabama.
Sears gets the inbounds pass, will bring it towards the midcourt stripe. Double team there, gets it to Nelson. Around to Estrada, squares, shoots, misses the 3. Weak side rebound, Pringle in the corner. Sears 3-ball, way too strong, and the rebound batted around, taken away by Estrada. Aaron in the lane, rattles out, no good on the floater from 2 feet, and the Aggies will bring it the other way. Bama did everything but score right there, as now Radford will drive in the lane. Runner got it to go, and A&M's made it a 12-point game.
Boy, unlucky break going back to the offensive end. What a play by Aaron Estrada. Did all the hard stuff, but couldn't complete the 2-footer right at the rim.
Sears stops at the top of the arc, gives it off left wing to Estrada. Driving the lane, stopping, bounce pass into the corner. Griffin, catch and shoot 3, bottom. Bama's missed other places, but they've made one from each corner this half. A couple of Bank First 3s to give the Tide a 15-point lead again. Garcia tries to answer, can't. Rebound deflected. Nelson to Estrada, and Aaron brings it ahead. Estrada top of the arc. Estrada right side. Estrada to Griffin. 3 again. Missed it this time, and the rebound controlled by A&M.
Was fading just a little bit to the left, and he missed it to the left.
Taylor loses it on the way in, but the ball bounces right back in his hands, and he gets the putback to go and makes it a 13-point contest once more.
That's the second time here in the second half that a Texas A&M guard drives the lane, the ball gets deflected right back to him for a layup.
Sears, deep 3, rims out, and the rebound controlled by Taylor in A&M. The Aggies will push it. He'll play off of a screen. He gets bumped, and they'll call a foul on Grant Nelson. With all the contact we have seen in this ball game, a little nudge that did not result in a change of possession is called out high.
Oh, my goodness.
Well said, and even better not said, partner.
Oh, boy.
Hi, caramba. Inbounds pass to Radford. Radford trying to play off the screen. Gives it back left side, Garcia. He got 2 fouls early, and so far has not been a major factor. Hopefully will stay that way. They'll drive in, they'll shoot a tough leaner off the glass, and again, Radford gets it to go.
He is so good with that mid-range. Uses his body, well defended, but able to get it up high and soft off the glass.
3 from the left wing, rattles out, no good. Ball tipped out and controlled by A&M. And Taylor Kicks it onto the right side. Poked away underneath and into the hands of Sears. Sears getting it front court for Alabama. Sears working to the top of the arc. Fires it over to Griffin. Wanted to try a three. He got bumped. No whistle on that. To Diabate on the drive. Shot wouldn't go, but he got fouled. My apologies. I have been, for whatever reason, having a brain fade and have been misidentifying Jace Carter as Anderson Garcia a good bit of the time. My sincere apologies for that, but it's Carter who has 2 points, and it is Garcia who got the 2 early fouls. We've got a timeout on the floor with 15:50 remaining in the contest. Alabama leading it, but only by 11, 55-44 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When the game goes into overtime. But the game goes into overtime. The choice to enjoy is easy. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Order Bud Light online today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Tide fans, Golden Flake Snacks have been a proud partner with the Tide family for 66 years. The South's original potato chip, Golden Flake Snacks are delicious fan favorites because they're crafted from traditional Southern recipes. From crispy, perfectly flavored potato chips to light and airy pork rinds and fluffy, cheesy cheese puffs. Share Golden Flake Snacks with your Tide family and friends. Simple, Southern goodness. That's Golden Flake.
Today's game between Alabama and Texas A&M is presented by Texaco. Texaco with Techron. Whether you travel near or far, get unbeatable mileage with Texaco with Techron. Bama up 11, 15:50 to play in the ball game over Texas A&M. And we think Coke Zero Sugar is the best Coke ever. It's a bold statement, but it's got that irresistible taste to back it up. Coke Zero Sugar truly is amazing. Taste it for yourself. The lights are off, BP, but it's on purpose. They're doing the up and down thing that they do in pregame.
Lights up, lights down.
Lights up, lights down.
Yep, there you go. Good start for A&M here in the second half, and talk about the first 5 minutes being so important, and it's gone the way of the Aggies. They've gotten off to a nice start doing what they do best offensively. That's take the ball to the basket and get second chance opportunities. They've been dominant on the offensive glass. That was a focus coming in for Alabama to defend and close out those defensive possessions by rebounding the ball on the defensive end. A&M, the best rebounding team on the offensively in college basketball, but it's easier said than done. Nate Oates has gone with a smaller lineup to start the game and to start the second half, and A&M has been able to take advantage of that going inside with Tyrese Radford making some tough shots, kind of mid-range floaters at the rim, second chance opportunities, and Alabama's had some really good looks. Gotten off to a slow start here in the second half. Alabama just 2 for 8, some open looks from 3, a missed layup, and Texas A&M cutting into what was a 14-point halftime lead.
15:50 the time remaining. Alabama on the right end of a 55-44 score. The last time A&M led, it was at the 16:59 mark of the first half. They had a 6-5 edge. They've led by as many as 3. Bama has led by as many as 16 in this contest after claiming a halftime advantage of 49-35. Mohamed Diabate will go to the line, shooting a pair of shots for the Crimson Tide.
Mo Diabate able to drive the lane, take the contact, and we were debating during the timeout if he was going into his shooting motion. He was, and he'll go to the line for 2.
First of 2 free throws, good for Mo. Stat sheet that we have in the stat monitor says that Alabama's perfect on the day, 6 of 6, but they forgot the 2 missed free throws by Jaron Stevenson early in this ball game. Those are the only misses until that one. Diabate short in the rebound control by Texas A&M. They've got 29 rebounds now to just 19 for Alabama. On the drive, Radford, the runner with the left hand, up and good. And the Bama lead is down to 10.
Well, too easy for Tyrese Radford. Like Mark Sears got bumped, a little bit of a screen, and nobody steps up. An easy layup for Radford.
Sears with the basketball, working left side. Still with the dribble alive. Looking, giving it off to Diabate. Diabate, a dribble and a handoff to Sears. Mark, skip pass, right corner, Reitzel. Ball deflected out of bounds, touched last by A&M and Coleman.
Alabama's got to be more careful with those passes. Did a really nice job the first half of taking care of the ball. Started off the second half with an ill-advised pass that went the other way for Texas A&M. They thrive off the turnovers. Alabama's got to be more secure with the ball.
5 on the shot clock as Sears has it at 3. At 2, Sears at 1. High floater off the window, no. Rebound fought for. Picked up initially by Walters. Has it. He gets tied up now, and the arrow is going to favor Texas A&M.
Boy, you had all the Alabama players on the court calling timeout when Sam Walters had possession. None of the 3 officials apparently saw it. A&M will get it with the tied-up ball.
A&M will bring it front court, trying to make this a single-digit game again. Taylor got bumped by Stevenson, and on Jaron, that will be personal foul number 2.
We talked about Mark Sears, Wade Taylor. Do that as well as anybody. High ball screen situation, big man gets matched up. They create a little contact when they're off balance, creating the foul call, but just the 14th foul for Alabama.
Radford with the basketball, working left side, spinning in traffic, taken away, and a tie-up is called. Sears, a great job reaching in as he was spinning to his strong side, his left hand. That forces another tie-up in the arrow. This time favors Alabama.
Well, that is reading the scouting report, understanding Tyrese Radford, the lefty, is coming back left. Mark Sears anticipated it and able to tie him up.
Sears on the drive, loses it off his foot. A scramble on the deck, and A&M's going to come out with it. Here comes Taylor flipping it ahead. Leaner off the glass, no good. Washington, but a foul's going to be called on Jaron Stevenson, and that will be his 3rd.
Another Alabama turnover. Mark Sears just dribbled off his foot. Looked like Nick Pringle was going to be able to get it back. It was headed towards the sideline, able to get the deflection, but it was A&M getting it, starting their fast break. And Bama fortunate that it wasn't an and one opportunity for Solomon Washington. Gets to the line, but misses the free throw. A chance to cut into this Alabama lead with 2 free throws coming up.
First one rattles in for Washington as Sears will exit. Aaron Estrada comes in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. Washington's second attempt upcoming as A&M has made 5 of 9 from the free throw line. Make it 5 of 10 as that one's missed, and Stevenson goes up high above everybody to clear that one.
Alabama 1 for their last 8. Also turning the ball over way too much.
Walters giving it off to Pringle. Now to Estrada, driving in the lane, shows the ball, spins, shoots and scores with the left hand. That's a beautiful move from Aaron Estrada.
So pretty, the patience of Aaron Estrada, able to get a couple of A&M defenders in the air and then finish with the lefty floater.
Lead back to 11, but Taylor trying to answer, misses the 3. The long rebound tipped out into the backcourt where Taylor has it. Over to Washington, going down the lane, got away with a push-off, missed the leader. Walters up high to snare it for Alabama. Gives it off to Reitzel, then to Estrada, gets it front court. Aaron trying to give it inside, does. Pringle, fake dunk, he got fouled, no whistle, but the bucket is good for Nick Pringle, and Bama leads it by 13 again.
Alabama has 4 3-point shooters on the floor. Nick Pringle able to slip it to the rim. Beautiful pass by Aaron Estrada.
Radford with it, timeline right side, trying to work past Estrada, poked away, stolen, and then a foul is going to be called on Radford of Texas A&M, but it denied Alabama of a run out on the other end of the floor. It was it was Estrada and Reitzel who knocked it away from Radford. Then he commits the foul. Turned out to be a good one for the Aggies though, Brian, because it stopped a breakaway for the Tide.
Yeah, that's one that you hope the referees didn't call. It was a foul, but a 2-on-0 the other way, and just the third team foul for Texas A&M, so Alabama will have to inbound the ball.
Reitzel with it on the far wing. Driving, stopping. Still with a dribble, gives it off to Estrada. Fakes a three, drives in. Gives it near side, Stevenson. Catch and shoot three, no good. Rebound claimed by Taylor, and the Aggies will come the other way. 60-47, still the score. A&M gets it to Garcia, or check that to, again, Carter, who will give it off. He'll drive in, lays it up, got it to go.
A&M guards are getting to the rim. It's been mostly Tyrese Radford. He's on the Aggie bench. This time Wade Taylor able to take it in for the easy layup.
Bama up by 11. Front court Estrada. Estrada near side to Reitzel. Luttrell to Estrada. He'll drive. He'll put up a teardrop off the glass. No. Rebound tipped and controlled by Garcia. Garcia to Taylor front court. Taylor trying to shake free. Takes it top of the arc. Now inside the circle. Teardrop no good. From the elbow, rebound fought for, missed by Garcia, now controlled by Reitzel front court. Luttrell into the lane, stops, shoots it, and scores from 6 feet.
Boy, these Alabama guards so patient taking it to the rim. They have explosiveness and athletic ability to jet past the defender, but when the defense is in the right place, taking their time, this time Luttrell Reitzel knocks down the floater.
13-point Bama lead. Far side, Carter catch and shoot three, short. Rebound claimed on the weak side by Garcia, but he was held on the play. That's going to be on Stevenson, and I believe that's going to be the fourth on Jaron. Timeout on the floor, 11:46 to go. It's Bama 62, Texas A&M 49, here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
When you're high, you feel different. You think different, you talk different, you draw different, you listen to music different, but you probably knew that. Problem is, you also drive different, and not in a good way. That's why driving high is illegal everywhere. So if you're high, just don't drive. Make a plan to get a sober ride. Because if you feel different, you drive different. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
Sometimes I just cannot believe all the storms we've gone through here.
I can only hope that we'll be able to leave this house to you one day, baby. You're our legacy.
Planning for these disasters will make sure we're safe, and is the best way to protect that legacy.
Protect your legacy. Visit ready.gov/plan for the tools and tips you need to start your emergency preparedness plan today. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
11:46 to go in the ball game. Bama's up 13 on A&M, 62-49. Here's an important reminder to all Crimson Tide fans: stay up to date with recommended vaccinations. Flu season is here. COVID-19 continues, so don't wait. Vaccinate. Visit alabamapublichealth.gov/IMM to learn more. BP, Texas A&M is exactly as advertised. They're tough on the glass. Guards get to the rim, and because of that, they're still hanging around.
Yeah, they're a team that was picked very high in the SEC in the preseason, and if you look at where they are in the league, they have a chance to make a run. And one of the reasons they're not at the very top is injuries. They return as many or more players from a team that finished second in the SEC to Alabama a year ago than anybody in the league. But they've had a bunch of injuries. Tyrese Radford has been up and down this year because of injuries. They have one of the best backcourts in college basketball with Wade Taylor, Tyrese Radford, Anderson Garcia. Maybe the best offensive rebounder in college basketball. He's definitely number one in the SEC, but he's as good on the offensive glass as I've seen. This A&M team doesn't shoot it well from three, but they don't have to because they go and get it. Alabama's not been able to keep them off the offensive glass. 19 offensive rebounds for Texas A&M. Bama being led on the glass by Sam Walters. Got to have all five guys out there rebounding against Texas A&M. That is what they do well. Alabama's turned it over a little bit too much here in the second half. Bama has got to take care of the ball and continue to attack. Nate Oates wants to see pace of play increased, where Buzz Williams wants this game to be slowed down. A&M down 13, a chance to cut into this lead after another offensive rebound by Anderson Garcia. And because of offensive rebounds, you put Alabama in vulnerable positions, a little bit out of position when they get second chance opportunities. And it'll be A&M shooting free throws the rest of the way. This is the 6th, so they'll have to inbound it right now. But Alabama's got to do a good job of defending without fouling. It's not a great free throw shooting team, but an A&M team that can get back in this game at the line.
Aggies inbounding it from the baseline. They'll get it into Coleman. Flips it back to Radford, who drives and then dishes top of the arc to Carter. Spinning, shooting, had it blocked, but a foul's going to be whistled on the Crimson Tide. Let's see if they get Nelson or Estrada. It's going to be on Grant. And on Nelson, that will be personal number 2.
And it was Rylan Griffin trying to come over and take what would have been his 3rd charge of the game. Probably the right no call as Carter able to spin. Not a ton of contact, but spun right into a couple of Alabama defenders. Estrada and Sears in decent position, but get him with the body, and it'll be Texas A&M going to the line for 2.
First one up for Carter, and it is perfect. Here comes Nick Pringle back into the game for Bama, replacing Rylan Griffin. Rare look with 2 bigs, Pringle and Nelson, but Bama's had to go with that a couple of times today.
Well, you need to do it. If you're going to do it, it's going to be against Texas A&M with the way they offensive rebound. Alabama not able to close out defensive possessions.
Free throw missed, and thankfully Sears was there to claim it for the Crimson Tide after the long carom. Here's Reitzel to Estrada. Aaron playing to his right, gets to the baseline, cut off, drives into the lane, stops, spins, kicks it back out. Latrell, 3, bottom. Well, that was pretty.
Boy, good things happen when Alabama guards get in the lane. This time it was Aaron Estrada going up against Henry Coleman. The defense converged. Latrell Reitzel able to get his feet set and knock down his first 3 of the game.
Bama by 15 again, the largest advantage, 16. On the drive, wild shot put up, missed. Rebounded inside Carter, got away with a walk. Ball kicked around, scramble for it, picked up by Estrada. Ahead to Reitzel. Latrell on the drive, 3, bottom. Back to back, they change it and say it was a 2. It was the right call as Doug Show saw he had a foot on the line, but the bucket makes it a 17-point margin. Crowd on its feet. Timeout. Texas A&M. 10:46 to play, and the Tide's rolling at the moment. Bama 67, Aggies 50 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
It takes hard work to be the best in the game. Planning, commitment, resilience, sweat. That's why Old Dominion Freight Line, the #1 national LTL carrier for quality, works hard to be the best in the game and is proud to support those striving to be the best in theirs. Old Dominion Freight Line, official freight carrier of Alabama Athletics, helping the world keep promises.
This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our home.
When you step onto the court and into the spotlight. The moment to show that hard work and long days pay off. Because when that final shot leaves your hands and we leave our seats, that powerful moment connects us all. Alabama Power is a proud supporter of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Power for a better Alabama.
Bama's up 17, 67-50, 10:46 to play in the ball game against the Texas A&M Aggies. T-Mobile brings 5G to hometowns across the SEC. T-Mobile is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. BP, it felt like Texas A&M was controlling the pace there the first half of the second half, but Bama's kind of got it on a roll now.
Well, what makes Alabama so good, so tough, is you feel like it's just a matter of time, and at any time, this team could break out with a quick 12-0 run within a minute. when they get stops, and Alabama's been able to get stops the last few minutes, A&M just won for their last 7. Alabama's so dangerous. A guy like Latrell Wrightsell is a great example. He's struggled shooting the ball in this game. Hasn't had a typical Latrell Wrightsell game that we've seen in recent weeks, but it's just a matter of time. He knocked down a 3 after the Aaron Estrada penetration. Kick out, he knocks it down. A long 2. Thought it was a 3, had a toe on the line, but right now, Latrell Wrightsell feeling it. It was Mark Sears, Rylan Griffin in the first half. Now Latrell Wrightsell and Aaron Estrada getting it done. But more importantly, when Alabama gets stops, they are impossible to stop, and Alabama's doing it on the defensive end.
We are a long way from the end of this ball game, as we are an even longer way from Selection Sunday in the announcement of the NCAA tournament field. But something that started fairly recently, the Division I Men's Basketball Committee has at least shared where they see teams to date among the top 16. That's bracket preview today of the top 16 teams came out shortly, just recently. Alabama considered to be the 3 seed in the South region at the moment, which again is nice to see, but means nothing for a month from now, except it's a good starting point if you can keep it there.
I tell you what, it's a great place to be and an amazing place to be, considering that Nate Oates lost almost his entire team and his entire coaching staff to be right now at this point considered and projected to be a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament is a reason why he's getting National Coach of the Year consideration.
Radford gets the inbounds for A&M to Taylor now, top of the arc. Taylor working to his right, curls around Nelson, plays the backdoor lob out the back door. It went right through the screen, wound up in the yard. Thankfully missed a spot where the dog had an accident, and Bama will inbound it now and come the other way.
Well, there's 2 people on the court that could have gotten it. Fortunately, both of them in crimson and white, Grant Nelson or Nick Pringle. That one too high for Coleman.
Estrada with it, going baseline, goes to the rim, lays it up and got it to go. Again, not a huge guard, but a strong one who finishes so well at the bucket, and Bama enjoys a 19-point edge. Coleman swings it over to Carter in the right corner. Carter on the drive, hands it off to Coleman, puts up a tough runner, no good. Rebound tipped out, controlled by A&M again with Coleman's hustling play. Gives it off to Radford. Radford stopping, looking, dumps it to Coleman, spinning, shooting, and scoring from the right block.
Boy, they are so good on the offensive glass. That was a tough shot by Coleman.
Underneath, Pringle. Had the dunk attempt blocked, but he got fouled in the process. Garcia guilty of his 3rd.
What a beautiful look inside to Nick Pringle. Aaron Estrada able to drive baseline, draw a couple of baggy defenders. One arm, one-handed, no-look bounce pass into Nick Pringle. Tried to put Garcia on a poster, got the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2.
First of 2 for the one-handed free throw shooter, we hope, Nick Pringle. I say we hope because that's usually the result when he goes one hand. When he goes 2, I love him. He was a great player for us, but it was shades of Jimmy Taylor at the free throw line when Nick puts that second hand up there, spinning the globe, so to speak.
And that when he goes one-handed, the rotation is so good, has the backspin that you want, doesn't get that offhand involved in it.
Short on that attempt, but the release looked good.
The rotation looks good. A much better free throw motion for Nick Pringle, even though he missed that second one.
18-point Bama advantage with 9.5 minutes to go here in the second half from Coleman Coliseum. Radford splitting defenders, getting into the lane. Tough shot, challenged by Sears, missed. Ball knocked out of bounds, touched last by the Crimson Tide. Brian, Bama's hustling. They're working hard. Man, A&M is just tough to keep off the glass on that end.
They're the best in the business at getting second chance opportunities, #1 in college basketball at offensive rebounding.
Taylor, catch and shoot in the corner, no good. Rebound again claimed by A&M. On the drive, Obaseki missed it, deflected, and catching it was Garcia, but as he did so, he was on the baseline, and possession will go back to the Alabama Crimson Tide.
And Garcia is as good as they come. He's just always around the ball. Doesn't matter where it is. Anderson Garcia, #1 in the SEC in offensive rebounding. Alabama fortunate to get it back right there.
Crimson Tide with it. Estrada circling away from a double team. Throws it over to Nelson. Now to Reitzel. Lets a defender fly by. 3, bottom. Boy, is he shooting it well. 10 points for Latrell Reitzel. It feels like a lot more than that, though. In Alabama, I'm not so sure that number that I'm seeing is accurate, but Bama is leading it by 21. A&M gets it to Radford, top of the arc. Radford trying to shake free, can't do it. Gives it off to Taylor. Far corner, they'll go with it to Washington. Washington underneath, tried to dunk it and got it to roll in after he was challenged at the bucket. 19-point lead, Bama with the ball, and a timeout's going to be called. It's a bench warning.
And listen, we saw that last week with Buzz Williams all over SportsCenter, running out to half court in the middle of the game against Tennessee to call a timeout. So that is very much on the officials' radar right now.
He thinks the coach's box is an approximation, as do most of them.
That's like the 3-second call. They never call the coach's box.
Unless they just want to. Here's Sears working left side. Mark giving it off to Reitzel. Why not shoot it again? Oh, that one was halfway down and popped out. Great hands, Grant Nelson, slapping it off the leg of Radford. It goes out of bounds and will belong to Alabama.
Alabama's got some guys that when they shoot 25-footers that are contested, you're shocked when it doesn't go in. That one in and out from Latrell Reitzel. Rylan Griffin has had a couple in this game. They've gone in and out. You just feel like every time those guys let it fly, it's going in.
Sears with it on the far wing, driving down the lane, stepping through, lost it. Picked up by Radford of Texas A&M. Aggies in the front court. Radford down the right side. Bama leading the fighting Texas Aggies 73-54 on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hi, I'm Danica Patrick. Watching my nieces grow, play, and learn is amazing, but not every child gets to be carefree. 1 in 6 kids in the U.S. are hungry. This breaks my heart, and it's something that Feeding America is working to change. Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste and gives it to families in need. To help, visit feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
You took the first step and quit smoking, but even former smokers may still be at risk for lung cancer. That's why SaveByTheScan.org wants you to know about a new low-dose CT scan that can detect lung cancer early. It takes only 60 seconds and could save your life. You took the first step, now take the next. Visit SaveByTheScan.org for a simple quiz to see if you're eligible and talk to your doctor about screening. SaveByTheScan.org is brought to you by the American Lung Association's Lung Force Initiative and the Ad Council.
Bama's up 19, 73-54 over A&M, 7:52 to go in the ball game. The best move of the game is presented by Old Dominion Freight Line. Old Dominion Freight Line works hard to be the best in the game and is a proud partner of the Crimson Tide. The Old Dominion best move of the game is determined by our own Brian Pasick.
Well, it is Latrell Reitzel, who his best move is to keep shooting. Didn't score in the first half and has 10 here in the second. 4 for 7 from the field, 2 for 5 from the three-point line. Had one where he knocked it down with a toe on the line. Nate Oates will pull you out if you pass up open shots. And Latrell Reitzel, at times this year, has passed up a few open shots. He hasn't here in the second half, and a big reason why Alabama's up 19 against a good Texas A&M team.
Alabama off to a great start in this ball game, shooting it very well. Every time I think they've cooled, they'll make 3 in a row, it seems. So maybe I'm going to think they've cooled.
Well, again, listen, it's safe to say that we, like many Alabama fans, are spoiled. This is the best offense in the country statistically. I think without a question, the best offense in Alabama basketball history. And we've talked a lot about the history of this program over the last week or so with honoring the 2004 Elite Eight team, Alabama second in the SEC to Kentucky in wins and championships. This is a program that has a storied history. But we are in unprecedented times right now with Alabama and NATO's trying to win their third SEC regular season title in 4 years. It's amazing. Listen, a long way to go. You got some really good competitors out there. Auburn, Tennessee, Alabama. I think the cream of the crop in the SEC. It's going to come down to each and every week, but the last weekend. But Alabama needed to take care of business. Still good ways to go here. Feeling pretty good where you are with 7:52 to play. Alabama up 19, but a chance for A&M to cut into this lead. But this is, I think, the best league in college basketball because of the depth. In Alabama, all alone in first place, but Tennessee and Auburn lurking right behind them.
Manny Obaseki at the free throw line knocks down the first attempt. Told you in the first half, A&M a 70% free throw shooting squad. Obaseki only a 43% shooter, but it makes them both. Bama up by 17 with the ball, and A&M's going to pick up pressure in the backcourt, extending it even further than normal as Nelson works to the near side. Griffin. Ryland trying to drive, swings a pass over to Reitzel. Unselfishly finds Estrada. Three, no good, and the rebound claimed by Anderson Garcia.
It's amazing how many open looks Alabama gets from the three-point line. When you got four guys that can shoot it and are unselfish, that typically happens.
Taylor misses the bunny in the lane. Rebounded Garcia. Got fouled by Pringle.
The guy just gets every rebound. You got two guys in pretty good defensive rebounding position, but Anderson Garcia, boy, he is so good. Just has a way of figuring out where the ball's going to go, understanding angles and how to position himself. He's so strong, getting loose balls, and puts himself and A&M back at the line with a chance to cut into the lead.
Gets the first one as Estrada exits. Mohamed Diabate comes in for Pringle. So it's Griffin, Diabate, Sears, Reitzel, and Nelson, the five on the floor. To the Crimson Tide as Garcia hits them both, and it's a 15-point game. Don't want to let this get interesting in the final 5 minutes. Bama with Sears working away from a potential trap, gives it off to Nelson, fires it right side. Griffin three, bottom, rattles that one in. The 13th bank first three of the game on 29 attempts for Alabama.
Alabama wants to go fast, but sometimes patience pays off as Bama gets it to Grant Nelson, who makes the right read, finding Ryland Griffin.
Radford pull up Jay, right baseline good from 10 feet to make it a 16-point game. Here's Reitzel weaving through traffic to Diabate, now to Nelson. Grant fires a pass that almost took Grant's head, or Mark Sears' head off, but deflected, and now here comes A&M the other way. And that one is going to be a foul called on the Aggies.
No, that pass should have been caught. Grant Nelson finding Mark Sears, telling Grant, my bad. That would have been a layup. Grant Nelson making some good decisions on the offensive end, but it's a little bit of lack of focus from Mark Sears as he took his eyes off the ball, mishandled it. But fortunately, Alabama gets the stop and gets it back.
I didn't say it was a bad pass, and I didn't say why it almost took his head off. But when he did look at it, it did. Here comes Sears the other way to Nelson. Flips it back to Mark, top of the arc. Throws it in the paint to Nelson. Lays it up, off the glass and in.
Beautiful high pick and roll. It's been Grant Nelson making the decisions, finding open teammates the last few possessions. This time the recipient of a nice pass as he gets the lay-in to go down.
78-60, Bama with a lead. Obaseki left side three, air ball, and a rebounding foul is called on Texas A&M, I believe.
And they're going to
hook and hold.
Yeah, it looked like it was hard to see with the angle we had, but it had some guys kind of tied up. I think they're going to look at this on the monitor. They called the foul on A&M, and we'll see if it's free throw situation, hook and hold. And that'll be A&M's 6th-team foul, so won't be free throws just yet, but could be if this is considered a hook and hold.
What are your thoughts on that? The hook and hold rule that they've added?
It's a dangerous play when you're trying to jump. You know, there's been a lot of shoulder injuries from it when you're trying to jump and all of a sudden somebody's holding your arm down. So I don't mind it. What I would like to see is somewhere less than 700 trips to the monitor per game by the officials. Every change of possession late in games, and this is one I don't mind, but we are seeing late game situations, especially in college basketball. They're hard to watch. You want to get it right, but too many trips to the monitor, too many stoppages in play. Late game situations in college basketball have become hard to watch. This is the most exciting sport there is, in my opinion, but sometimes officials.
Flagrant 1, hook and hold, Texas A&M number 11. Alabama 10 will shoot 2. It'll be their ball on the baseline coming full loop and forward. Yeah, that's correct.
You heard Owen Short, thanks to the great work by Tom Stipe, and able to share that with you, the audience, thanks to Tom's efforts.
And full transparency, I think spending time at the monitor when the calls go our way is a great thing. So I take back everything I said. Alabama gets 2 free throws in the ball. Well done by the men in stripes.
As you've said so many times.
Just a big fan of those guys.
6:04 remaining. And that is another foul. Again, Diabate shooting 2 and misses the first.
And when I look at Mo Diabate, he has a chance to be an Anderson Garcia type player for Alabama. And he's not the best shooter on the team, not the best ball handler. His skill set isn't what is typical of these Alabama players, but there is a role for him. That's why he's getting playing time as he knocks down the second free throw. But he's a guy that can go get it. An aggressive player, does a terrific job getting loose balls, rebounds on both ends. And able to convert at least 1 out of 2, and Alabama gets it back.
Alabama now 8 of 13 from the free throw line, and in addition to the 2 shots, Bama gets possession. Sears working top of the arc. Deep 3, bottom. You know, he had 16 in the first half, like in the first 16 minutes. That's his first bucket in the second. He's finally at 19. He's going to get 23. It doesn't matter where he starts.
He's amazing. The leading scorer in the SEC, so consistent, never disappoints.
Taylor with the basketball now. Working off of a screen, gives it into the left corner. Driving, spinning, and stepping through and missing with the left hand was Carter. Bama comes out with it. Diabate center of the floor. Mo weaving through traffic, gets into the paint. Runner with the left hand, no. Tip is good. Diabate challenging. I'm not sure he got his hand on it, but he was in there fighting, and that's why Bama gets the bucket.
What a play on both ends by Mo Diabate.
Oh, they're going to call Mo for the reach as he got apparently part of the hand.
What a sequence by Mo Diabate. Got a traffic rebound on the defensive end, basically takes it coast to coast, misses a tough 2 at the rim, fights for the offensive rebound, gets the tap in to go down. Unfortunately, gets called for the foul, but love the effort and toughness by Mo Diabate.
Radford at the stripe for A&M with 5:10 remaining, and Bama leading by now 23 after the made free throw. Biggest lead of the game was just a couple of seconds ago when Bama was up 24. It stays at 23 as that one is missed, and Alabama will come the other way. Griffin in the corner, catch and shoot 3. No good. Long rebound to Sears. Mark drives in and lays it up for 2 more, and he's got 21. Nearly got a steal from Hefner. They dump it into the corner to Radford. Radford spinning, the bounce pass to Hef. His 3, no good. Kicks it out to Taylor, back to Hefner. On the drive, puts it up off the glass and in. 86-63. Sears running the other way. Tough shot. Got it to drop. 3 straight buckets for Mark Sears to get him now at 23 for the ball game.
Mark Sears sees Hayden Hefner guarding him. His eyes light up, goes right by him for the easy layup.
Radford driving in, off the glass and in. He picked up the foul from Nelson, who knew he was in the wrong position defensively and really didn't have much other choice there.
Alabama's doing what they do well. Texas A&M is doing what they do well. And Alabama's up 23 with just over 4 minutes to play. This is just an explosive offensive team by Alabama, doing enough defensively, but A&M able.
Free throw was good, but now we got a whistle, and I guess it's to get a substitute in. And it'll be Radford that exits, as coming in to replace him will be Solomon Washington.
Alabama 6 for their last 8. As we talked about offensively, it's just a matter of time. Latrell Wrightsell heating up in the second half, and finally Mark Sears getting going.
Griffin all alone. Missed the open 3. And the Aggies claim that miss, and they'll come the other way. Carter, right side 3 is good, and a timeout called again by Buzz Williams. 3:55 to go. We'll take the break with them. Bama looking good. 88-69 with 3:55 to go here on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Hey there, folks. Head fry cook Bob Baumhauer here, and I just want to say thank you for allowing Baumhauer's Victory Grill to serve you for 40 legendary years. When I first delivered Alabama's first taste of buffalo wings back in 1981, people thought I was crazy. For the first few years, I had to give wings away. Imagine that. 40 years later, I'm still proud to serve the great people and visitors of Alabama, our famous buffalo wings, and much more. Here's to 40 years of legendary fun, legendary food, and many, many more.
Hi, I'm Nick Pringle.
And I'm Loyal McQueen.
Winter is a time for excitement of Crimson Tide basketball, but it is also when viruses that cause respiratory diseases are more rampant into our community.
Vaccination is important for everyone, and especially for those who are at higher risk of developing complications, including older Americans and those with medical conditions.
Make sure you and your family are up to date on all recommended vaccines, including COVID-19, flu, and RSV. So don't wait, vaccinate.
For more information, visit alabamapublichealth.gov/immunization today. Stay safe and roll Tide.
Today's game between Alabama and Texas A&M is presented by Texaco. Texaco with Techron. Whether you travel near or far, get unbeatable mileage with Texaco with Techron. Let's pause 10 seconds for station ID. This is the Crimson Tide Sports Network. Bama's up 19, 88-69 over A&M, 3:55 to go in the ball game. Be sure and stay tuned after the game for the Regions postgame show with Bama coach Nate Oates. And don't forget, you can get your University of Alabama Visa check card from Regions. Visit regions.com/GoBama to order yours today. Tom Stipe, Chris Stewart, Brian Pasick. We are courtside at Coleman. We are happy. BP, I didn't know you had the power, but the minute you compared Mohamed Diabate to Anderson Garcia, he got an offensive board.
And he's been great on the backboard here in the second half. 6 rebounds. He and Sam Walters leading the way, rebounding the ball, and it hasn't been a thing of beauty for Alabama on the backboard against the nation's #1 offensive rebounding team in Texas A&M. But Alabama able to hold the Aggies to 40% from the field, 16% from the three-point line. Right now, the Aggies 3 for 19. Alabama with 14 made threes in this game. The thing that amazes me about this Alabama team, you're playing against a Texas A&M team that's really good defensively. Buzz Williams always has a great game plan against Alabama. But the quality of shot that Alabama gets is incredible. 14 made threes is great, but the number of open threes they've missed in this game is high. Just a tribute to this Alabama team, how unselfish they are and how many shooters they have out on the floor. 88 points with 4 minutes to go. Impressive against this Aggie team.
Bama trying to finish strong, keep the momentum going into Wednesday night's game at home here at Coleman against the Florida Gators, who had more than a couple of upsets under their belt on the season. Reitzel to Estrada. Estrada hesitates, drives, still with the dribble alive, throws it in the paint, good catch. Stevenson spins, shoots, and can't get it to go, but then tipped out, fought for, and now finally picked up by Hefner and A&M. Hefner weaving through traffic, lost the dribble off his chest, out of bounds. Oh, that's a bad call. Doug Schaus missed it. That ball got deflected, then hit Hefner in the chest, and it went out of bounds. Catch and shoot Hefner in the corner, rattles out, ball tipped and controlled, and just as served as Bama comes the other way. Here is Estrada, threw it away, trying to get it in the corner to Reitzel. And a little miscommunication. He thought he was going to float all the way to the baseline. Instead, Reitzel stayed on the wing, and that pass sailed out of bounds.
And understandably wanting to get it to Latrell Reitzel. Got 10 points, all coming in the second half. Aaron Estrada with a big game will check out.
Davin Cosby Jr. comes in to replace him for the Crimson Tide. The freshman getting his first action of the day. Hefner lost it, batted out of bounds by Bama this time, clearly, and possession will stay with A&M. Cosby out of Richmond, Virginia, 6'5", 205. Second-year freshman, joined Alabama at Christmas break last year on campus. Hefner from the wing, short on the three attempt, rebounded by Pringle, and gives it off to Reitzel. And the Tide will bring it the other direction, up comfortably, 88-69. Walters changes it, bottom, bank first three. Another one for Sam, and Bama's got 91. A&M with 69.
And Nick Pringle calling for the screen, wanting to get Walters open.
Blocked by both Pringle and Walters, but a foul is going to be whistled, I believe, on Sam.
Sam has played well in this game on both ends of the floor. 11 points, 7 rebounds. He's been tough on both ends, and love the fact that after the defensive rebound by Nick Pringle, he's running down the court, calling for Sam. He set a screen on his man, got him just enough open space up near the top of the key, and Sam Walters, when he's open for a split second, doesn't hesitate. Maybe the best pure shooter on this Alabama team, and that's high praise because you got a bunch of pure shooters on this Alabama team, but Sam Walters by himself at 6'9", he can get it off on anybody and let that one fly and knocked it down.
Carter makes 1 of 2, both teams shooting in the low 60s from the free throw line in this one. Mo Wagee is in, as sitting down will be Pringle. Zone look from A&M. Reitzel fakes a three, drives, stops, flips it over to Cosby. He'll slide to his right, shoots a three, misses it. Rebound tipped around and controlled by Washington of Texas A&M. Aggies come into the front court with it, getting it to Obaseki. Obaseki trying to back his way down. Wild shot with the right hand, no good. Rebounded Walters. Saves it ahead to Cosby, and now Davin will flip it to Stevenson. Back to Cosby. Reitzel. Deep three. Why not?
It's target practice right now for Alabama on the perimeter. It could have been Reitzel, could have been Walters. Cosby gives it up to Reitzel, who knocks down another one.
Bama 6 away from the century mark, leading at 94-70. Carter a deep three near side, no good. Long rebound tipped out, poked into the air by Reitzel. Latrell saves it. He says, I'm doing it again. Wouldn't you? Reitzel, another one. He's got 16. The Tide is rolling, and there's no stopping it now. Obaseki into the lane. Bounce pass to Carter. 1:20 to go. Spinning, firing into the corner, Washington. Obaseki from deep. His three is good. 1:11 to go, and Bama needs 3 more to hit the century mark. Reitzel gives it off to Cosby. Walters, your turn. Oh, I missed it. Latrell, do it again. Oh, he did, but he hit it off the front iron. I meant make it again, not do what Sam did. I didn't make myself clear, and I apologize.
Well, there's still a minute to play. Oh, what a performance by this Alabama team. You knew you were going to get Texas A&M's best shot coming off a disappointing loss Tuesday night against Vanderbilt. Alabama, a little target practice here in the second half. 17 made threes overall, 9 of those coming since halftime, and just missed a couple of wide open looks. See if Alabama can get 3 more and get to the century mark one more time or another time this season.
Washington hits the free throw. Max Garnowski and Kai Spears will check in for Alabama. Latrell Wright's a well-deserved round of applause as he exits. The same for Sam Walters. Kai Spears, the former walk-on. Skarnowski on the floor with him as well. Washington's free throw up and good. Diabate to Cosby, back to Mo. Mo front court. Handing it off to Cosby. Cosby playing off the screen. He'll fire from 3. That one's no good. Rebound tipped out of bounds by Spears. Well, we've had 3 looks to get to the century mark. And unfortunately,
and I think that may be it. I don't know that Alabama's going to shoot it again when they get it back.
Be a heck of an accomplishment to get 100 on a Buzz Williams team, but 97 and a win, we'll take it.
I'll take it every single time.
Obaseki trying to shake free from Sears. I'll get it right in a minute. Spears, the drive, the step through, shot block. Bama will push it ahead. Cosby near side, come on. Missed that one. Diabate on the drive. Stopping, looking, kicking it out. Davin will try it. Yes, with 2.7 to go. Bama 100, A&M 75. Ball game and strike up the band. Takes the fight out of the Aggies, 100-75, your final, as Nate Oates' SEC leading squad improves their season record to 18-7 overall, 10-2 in SEC play with 6 league games remaining. Bama, a 25-point winner at home, eclipsing the century mark once again and doing it against one of the toughest defensive teams in the country. Postgame comes your way in a moment on the Crimson Tide Sports Network from Learfield.
Yellowhammer Brewing is proud to sponsor the Alabama Crimson Tide. Yellowhammer Brewing has been crafting fine beers for the state of Alabama for 12 years running. Their beers include a variety of classic styles, including their latest release, Yellowhammer Gold, a light, easy-drinking American lager. These guys are local and doing great things for their community. You can find their beers at grocery stores, restaurants, and craft beer shops throughout the state. Check them out at Yellowhammer